Alright, so here we are with math. Today you're going to tear out page 751, 753, and 755. And we're going to talk about problem solving. Now in our problem solving today, most of the time we're going to be drawing pictures to help us solve these problems, okay? On this front page here, there's really not a whole lot for us to do except go through it so we understand what we are expected to do on the next pages. Lila drew a shape. The shape has 6 sides. It also has 6 angles. What shape did Lila draw? Well, what do we know? We know that there are 6 sides, and we know that the shape has 6 angles. What shape do we know that has 6 sides and 6 angles? Well, maybe we need to draw a picture, or maybe we just know. Hopefully you know that 6 sides and 6 angles is a hexagon. So it says to draw a diagram. So this person drew their diagram of a hexagon. And so Lila drew a hexagon. So the word hexagon should be written on that line. Okay? So this is just a page that is an example. So let's go ahead and turn to page 752. And let's do this together. All right? So it says Macy drew a shape. Okay, she drew a shape. It has 5 sides and 5 angles. What shape did she draw? Okay. 5 sides, 5 angles. So let's see. Let's make 5 sides. Well, if I do this, that's 4. So that's not enough, right? All right. What if I do this and get rid of this? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 angles. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides. What do we call a 5-sided, 5-angled shape? Hopefully you said pentagon. So Marcy drew a pentagon. And that's what you'd write there. Hopefully you guys can see that and it's not glaring too much. Okay? Well, let's move on to our next page. That was easy enough, right? All right, we're going to do most of these together because these two are brain builders. That means they're a little bit more challenging. So hopefully you're looking in your book and not necessarily just on my video because I see that there's a big glare on my screen and I don't really know how to fix that for you because it's coming from the projector. Excuse me. If a shape has 3 sides and 3 angles, what shape is it? Draw the shape. So it's telling us to draw the shape, so we have to draw the shape. That's part of the assignment. So I'm going to draw a shape that has 3 sides. 1, 2, 3. What did I draw? Hopefully you said a triangle. So we're going to write triangle on the side here. Triangle. All right? Well, let's move on. And if I'm going too fast, go ahead and pause the video if you need time to catch up, okay? Abby draws, we're looking at number 2. Abby draws a triangle. Samuel draws a shape that has 1 more side than a triangle. What shape did Samuel draw? Draw that shape. Okay, so we know that a triangle, because we just drew it, has 3 sides. What Samuel drew has 1 more side. That means it must have how many sides? 4. 4 sides. Okay. So 4. I'm thinking back to yesterday, and it said that when we have a 4-sided shape, we call it a quadrilateral. So quadrilateral, quad means 4, so quadrilateral. What were quadrilaterals? Well, a quadrilateral could be, yes, it could be a square. It could be a rectangle. It could even be a trapezoid. Any of those are 4 sides. So what shape did he draw? Well, we don't really know what shape he drew. So the actual answer is a quadrilateral. Now, if you wrote square or rectangle or trapezoid, I'd still give you credit. The actual answer is quadrilateral. Okay? Let's look at number 3. Jason drew a shape that has more sides than a triangle or rectangle. Okay, more sides than a triangle, more sides than a rectangle. Okay, so triangles have 3, so it has to be 4 or more, and it says a rectangle. So a rectangle has 4, and it has more sides than that. So it has to have 5 or more sides. Okay? But, oh, here's another clue. Less angles than a hexagon. Okay. So I'm going to draw over here. You can draw right here on your paper. So here's a triangle. Here's my rectangle. Whoop, went inside. Let's go outside. Oh, that's terrible. Sorry. That's a terrible drawing. So it has to have more than 3 sides. It has to have more than 4 sides. But it has to have less than 6 angles. Do we know a shape that has more than 4 sides but less than 6 angles? I'll give you a clue. It starts with a P. A pentagon. Because remember, a pentagon kind of has the house shape. Whoops. Kind of has this house shape to it, right? So it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides. So that's more than 4, right? Definitely more than 3. And the angles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is 5 less than 6? Absolutely. These are brain builders. They really get our brain thinking. All right? So you should have written a pentagon on that last one. If you figured that out on your own, give yourself a pat on the back. That's awesome. All right. There we go. Now, this time it says we're going to choose a strategy. We might not be drawing a picture. We might be writing a number sentence or something. Or we might just be thinking about it in our mind to figure it out. So let's look at number 1. It says Tammy saw a 2-dimensional shape. Okay, 2-dimensional shapes. That's what we've been talking about. This shape has 6 sides and 6 angles. Okay, 6 sides, 6 angles. Well, that sounds to me like a hexagon. Let's see what else it says. 2 of the sides are longer than the others. What shape did Tommy see? Ooh, that kind of throws us for a loop, doesn't it? Think about it for just a minute. All right. 6 sides and 6 angles. There's 2 sides. There's 4 sides. And that would be 6 sides. Okay. Do we have some sides that might be a little bit longer than the others? I think we do. So what shape? Oh, excuse me, it says Tammy. I thought I said Tommy. It's kind of blurry on the board here. So what shape did she see? Hopefully you said a hexagon. Remember, hex means 6. Let's look at this sign right here, the signal. The sign at the end of David Street is a 2-dimensional shape. It has 4 sides, 1, 2, 3, 4, and it has 4 angles. 1, 2, 3, 4. The sides are all the same length. What shape is this sign? Now be careful. Be careful. Get your thinking caps on. All the sides are the same size. So what shape is it? Hopefully you said square, because that is what it is. Even though it's turned on its side, it is not a diamond because all the sides are the same shape. It is not a rhombus because a rhombus would have a elongated bottom, or at least one area would be longer. Look at number 6. Jason was drawing shapes with sidewalk chalk in the park. He drew 3 triangles and then 2 squares. How many angles did he draw? Oh, we're going to have to add. But are we adding 3 and 2? Nope. Let's draw our pictures. He drew 3 triangles. 1, 2, 3. And then he drew 2 squares. 1, 2. Now it's asking about angles. Remember, angles are the corners. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Or you could say 9 plus 8. So there are 17 angles. Remember, if I'm going too fast, go ahead and pause the video so that you have time to catch up. This page has nothing on it. Again, it's just an example page, so you don't have anything to do on that page. So we're going to turn to page 756. Now, 756 is a little bit trickier. We got some more brain builders down here. But first of all, let's look at the top. Maggie drew a house. So here's her house right here. She drew this. She drew a square for the bottom. She drew a triangle on top of the square for a roof. So our instructions tell us to trace the outside of the house. So we're going to trace just the outside part of the house. Just the outside part. By tracing just the outside part, what shape is Maggie's house? They want you to draw it again. What shape is Maggie's house? It is, in fact, a pentagon. All right? Last two. These are brain builders. The first one says, Billy saw a sign while walking through the park. The sign had no sides, no angles. Billy says the shape of the sign is a square. Is he correct? Explain. So it says there are no sides and no angles. No sides, no angles. And Billy thinks it's a square. Is he correct? You need to write your answer here. So it's either yes, he's correct, and you tell me why. Or if he's not correct, you say no, because, and you tell me why he's not correct. Down here at the bottom, we have Landon. Landon painted a quadrilateral. So that quadrilateral is, remember, a 4-sided shape, okay? So think about those 4-sided shapes, and it's asking you what are the 3 shapes he could have painted. There are only 3 shapes. Make sure you put it in a sentence form, please. He painted something, something, and something else. Whatever those 3 shapes are. All right? So I'm going to leave those 2 questions for you to kind of do on your own to see if your thinking cap is on. All right? Don't forget that you also have a worksheet. I know you can't really see it. There you go. Right there. You have this worksheet to complete, so just staple all those together. And I will see you tomorrow.